Alrighty, howdy neighbors and welcome back to Fault Milestone One. Last time we learned a little more about the aftermath of Rune, how Rudo got the company, and how his dad is losing his mind. Anyway, let's continue. The only people who have the mana signatures to open the door lock is you and Aline. I told you not to come here, didn't I? Hey Albus, answer me. Hey, good old Hertzman's here too. Sorry, Sid. I just want to talk to Albus. Oh, I just had to talk Albus into letting me drop in. Hertzman? What do you want? What do I want? What don't I want, Sid? You've been my regular for over 15 years. If you suddenly just stop showing up, then of course I'm gonna worry. It's why I'm here paying you a visit. That's so. Albus, Hertzman. Anything. Get out. Yep. I'm busy. Hey now. What's with the greeting? I'm telling you to get the hell out of here. I don't have time to waste on either of you. There he goes. Ugh. Sid. Don't touch him, Albus. Why do we need to get him to a doctor? Sid, just how long have you been hacking your lungs up? That ain't none of your business. I'm getting a doctor now. Don't you even dare call a doctor, Albus. What? Why? He's bleeding profusely here. If we just leave him like that, then... Don't make me repeat myself. You call the doctor, and I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. Why? Speak up, Sid. When do these symptoms start showing up? Damn it, answer me. I can't even watch this. So you can't even speak straight. Look me straight in the eye and nod to shake your head. You're damn sure you don't need a doctor. No. No, piss off. Alright. That's how you want it, Sid. Albus, we're taking off. But just shut up and get over here. Go on, we're leaving. Okay, well, this is lovely. Thank you. Hate it here. Why don't we call a doctor? How could you stay calm after seeing Sid like that? Well, calm down for... How could I possibly calm down? He was on the verge of dying. If we leave him be, then... I don't get it, do you, Albus? Get? What is there to get? We've been with him for too long. Can't see the big picture anymore. Relax, why don't you calm down to figure it out? What are you talking about? At this rate, Hill. Like, if you really care about Sid, you just need to leave him be. Let him do what he wants. Albus. I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. The best thing you can do for Sid right now is to let the man die and what his heart desires. I've said my piece. Whether you decide to listen or not is all you. You stubborn son of a bitch. Well, I can rest easy now. See you around, Sid. Entry number 9. Just a little. Just a little longer. I'm almost. It was a week later. I simply could not let Sid be and decided to head back into Lab 9. It was then. Albus. Albus, we have an emergency. Lothal. Visage. What's wrong? Look gassed. Sid activated Lab 9's emergency protocol. Wait, what? The backup mana lines have been cut. It's absurd. The emergency protocol fills the entire lab with colored mana. If a living human was in there, he'd... Oh, Sid. Lothal, get Rudo here now. Kirky, come with me. We're gonna find a way to stop the protocol. Yes, sir. of all interruptions. So much time has passed since the activation. Rudo. I hear the backup mana lines have all been severed. Is there any valuable equipment inside? Who cares? Sid is still in there. He is. So he is. Oh well. Let's get a doctor on standby just in case. We're already pressed for time as it is. I have time to deal with the funeral arrangements. How dare you? Why do you look so exasperated, Albus? Sid's fits died a long, long time ago. All that's left in there is the deranged hollow shell that remains of him. Enough, Rudo. If he died doing whatever he wanted to be doing, then good for him. Enough. How dare you speak like that about your father? Is that how you address the person who gave you life? Sir Rudo, Albus, the door's opening. It seems like the cleansing is complete. I found Sid's body inside a lab. He died from acute mana shock due to the sudden influx of colored mana, just as the ruin did. Sid, what are you trying to accomplish here? The entire company, lab number 9, was packed with the most expensive equipment. Among with the equipment here, there was some sensitive instruments that constantly had to have mana flowing through them, otherwise they would break down. Kirky, lend me a hand. I need to restore the lines. I can't see a thing in the darkness. Understood. It was when Kirky and Vothel reconnected the backup mana lines, which Sid had disconnected, that were discovered. Time froze. What lay beside Sid's corpse was. I don't believe it. What is this? Chapter 6 Bash. Is that a new sister prototype? No. That's impossible. Gotta be human, right? Clearly. No, there's no mistaking it. It does seem to have a pulse. And I can't see the irises in the... Oh. And I can see the irises and the cameras in its eyes. It moved. Alright, who activated it? I didn't even touch it. It just started moving on its own. Can you talk? Do you have a voice feature? Hey. Hello, world. It seems to be the type that can speak. Do you have a name? Name? What is a name? It looks like there wasn't any basic information loaded in. A name is the term that serves as an identifier for oneself. My name is Vothel. This guy is Kirky. He's Albus, and the man over there is Rudo. Rudo? Oh, it seems to recognize Rudo's face. Rudo. Brother. Oh, God! It was just some kind of mistake. You don't have a name, right? Name. Something that serves as my identifier. I cannot remember. I remember being called by something a long time ago. From now on, you're Sara. Remember that. The project file's title. How arbitrary. Sara? Indeed. If you are asked by anyone, then you are to introduce yourself as Sara. That's an order. Understood. Is it going to be deployed to the church? The church? Something that happened before you joined the company. Before, when both Sid and his wife were still alive, there was an agreement with the Abbey. We would create sisters to look just like humans for the Abbey, and they would take care of the victims of Hive's operations, where ultimately we weren't able to create any sisters to the standards of quality that they demanded. They said that even though they looked human externally, they were lacking on the inside. Damn it, Dad. What were you even thinking? It was later discovered that Sid had falsified financial records without the accountants knowing. He had laundered vast sums of money to develop a new prototype sister. Did Sid not leave even a single memo on this? All the documents on the manowire, and software, and in the terminals and equipment. They've all been purged because of the emergency protocol. And his planner. He'd always carried a planner around with him. Make sure to take notes on everything. About that. It's been burned to a crisp. Burned. Is that all? Every single document Sid's kept here for the last 2 or 3 years are all burned. I think all of his notes and documents have been destroyed so exactingly? He must have intentionally gotten rid of it all. But then how would Sara Sid have kept working to create the sister prototype up until his death? Morty told you about this. He was frustrated with the greatest failure in Space Enterprise's history. In a parting with the church, he promised Abbott that we would make a sister that would be no different from a human being. But ultimately, we just couldn't deliver on that. After he wanted to put the final nail in the coffin on that before he died. Sid must have wanted to finish the greatest failure in life. This is his project. No, that couldn't be. What makes you say that? If he wanted to create sisters for the church's use, then wouldn't he truly have met the goal? If they could be produced en masse. But he intentionally burned all of the notes and documentation to prevent that. I told you he wasn't thinking about mass production, but over the company itself. He just wanted to settle his personal conflict with himself. Otherwise, why would he have felt the need to steal funding from his own company? Still, what's the meaning of destroying all of his documents? There must have been some other driving force behind it. Gentlemen, you are sorely mistaken of the problem at hand. Whatever my father was thinking, there's no way for us to ever understand it. To question his motives, the motives of a madman. The mere act is an utter waste of time. Albus, we don't have time to waste on foolish things like this. The amount of money that Sid was illegally channeled into this project of his is enormous. I'm sure there will be a meeting with the board of directors about whether or not this new sister prototype justifies the cost. I must go make preparations for that. Please return to your respective workstations, everyone. Yes, you're right. Rather hard to swallow all this right now, but I understand. I need to recompose my thoughts. Once the date of the meeting is set, please let me know. Roberto, we need to talk. I hope this isn't more useless banter, Albus. Enough, Roberto. Look at the model of sister. Doesn't anyone come to mind? Look, it's clearly room right there. Or I thought I didn't notice it either. Why didn't you say anything about that? I guess it's a matter of trivial importance. So what if she looks like Rune? That minor detail has no bearing on the current situation. But there is something I'm now certain of, which is Sid Fitz was truly ill. While still bitter with the loss of his daughter, he was infatuated with pretending that he could bring her back to life. How disgraceful. Sid Svitz, the renowned scientist of the era, certainly has fallen. Well, no, it goes without saying that the issue at hand is the numbers, our finances. I believe it's best we not discuss this with anyone else. We don't want to cause any additional causes for concern with the board of directors. On that, and only that point, I do agree with you. I sincerely hope that this thing is enough to value a warrant of... Oh my god. Why words? I sincerely hope that this thing has enough value to warrant its construction. Elvis, please start preparing for the meeting as well. I'm against this. Look at it. Look at Sarah's mannerisms. Tell me, have you ever encountered a machine that could possibly respond this naturally, this humanly? Regardless of psychological instability, the sister is still the work of a genius. The work which she put his entire life into. Until we can understand the origins behind its construction, I believe we need to continue observing it. It's almost disgusting, the way it looks so realistic. It's as if it really were a human. And why? What's with the expression on your face? It's some kind of function to upset people on purpose. No, I apologize. As if it has emotions as well. This has to have been a sister for the church's use. For it to have emotions created this well. It has to be a model of sister created for its original purpose, no doubt about it. Impossible. We need to scrap this. Get rid of it as soon as possible. Despite that small frame, it possesses the strength of 10 men. If it decides to rebel against us, then who knows what it could do. Refusing to listen to other people's opinions, as always, I see. Always screaming, no, no! You still call yourself an adult. I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. I believe the same goes for you, regardless of how you choose to view it. To be honest, it scares me. I cannot in good faith agree with letting the machine whose thought process we don't even understand loose anywhere near us. I don't think those fears are really justified. Sara can speak perfectly well and is able to understand what we're saying. You only need to approach it to understand that it is not something dangerous. Besides, Sid couldn't have built something intended to harm other people. Considering Sid's mental state at the time, I'd find the assertion rather hard to believe. That aside, everyone please. We have forgotten about the money that's been important in making Sara in the first place. It was just created to serve as some kind of trophy, to be put into a goldfish bowl of some sort. It was created as a mere pet project, and I refuse to stand for this. We can do something right now to mitigate our losses. But if we don't have the time to observe her, then looks like we'll need to take a vote on this matter. By majority vote, we decided to observe Sara. In the next few weeks since then, Sara slowly formed memories, and her personality began to emerge. At first, she spoke very curtly, and did only what she was told. As some time went on, she slowly became more and more human-like, at the point where the other people wouldn't even notice that she was a machine. Though there were many skeptics among the board of directors, they all eventually accepted the fact that Sara was something special. Soon after, she was placed in a field test to work in the Mana mines temporarily under my supervision. Whoa. There are so many first-generation models of the sisters here, Albus. About 90% of those working here in the mines are sisters that were built, in fact. Good morning, everyone! Please make your acquaintance. All the sisters here don't speak. They're all purpose-built miners, so they don't have any excess functions. I see. It's going to be a little lonely. Do you really think that? Excuse me? Does that really make you feel lonely? Well, I wonder. Why did I think it would be lonely? I'm not sure if feel's the right word either. But the first thing that came to my mind was that it would be lonely. Sara worked diligently at this job. However, when compared to the sisters designed specifically to work in the mines, the results were nothing spectacular. Ultimately, it was determined that Sara was not designed for mining work. At the very least, we had determined that Sara had no particular abilities, but a very incredible likeness to humans. It seems that the memories are constantly growing day by day. I have absolutely no idea just how it's built. Then shall we dismantle it to find out? If you wish to know what makes it tick, then that's the fast way to do so. I can't do that. We dismantle it, and we'd be unable to reassemble it. That's the consensus of all the members of Lab 9's members. The board of directors wouldn't even let us dismantle it, given our current level of technology. Excuse me. What is it? I don't want to die, gotta say. I don't think my name is Sara. What? I don't quite remember it very well, but I think a long time ago. Rune used to be my name. Do you mean Gerudo, my brother Sara? Between your imperfect, faulty memory, or what we say, which do you think is more credible? Everything in those so-called memories of yours, it's all a veil, a lie, a sham. All of that was implanted by your creator, Sid's Fits, some kind of sick joke. Don't ever utter the name Rune again. It's an order. Understood. Ever since Sara's confession, Rudo's attitude toward her completely changed. Why does Sara have Rune's memories inside of her? Did Sid actually intend to bring Rune back to life like this? Calling himself Rune. Behaving like Rune. Something as simple as that would have been child's play for Sid. But that isn't Rune. That would have been nothing but a fake, created copy of Rune. Just what was Sid thinking? No merit to it. That's not true at all. Sid's original plan for these sisters was to introduce them to the church and let them take care of the patients. As proof of that, I brought Sara to the abbot the other day. Not once during the entire time. We were there. Did he realize that Sara was a machine? And despite that, they still gave us their disapproval. Honestly, it's just disgusting. There isn't a man alive who'd ever feel comfortable around my bucket of bolts. I can't even tell when it's around or not because it doesn't look alive. Just look at that face. Who knows what's going on in its head? I wholeheartedly agree with you. Even if, as members of Lab 9 also passionately assert, that Sara has the mana mechanisms to mimic emotion. What merit is there in being able to reproduce that function? I'd love to hear some concrete, useful applications of this. Well, the fact that the church has denied the proposal. This means that there will be another hurdle to jump when it comes to using them as Fitz Medica. We continue to shove this new model of sister down their throats. Then we will be sowing unnecessary discord between us and the people who we work so hard to partner with. We will not use it for Medica, nor will we use it in the church. In other words, it has no merit to mass producing these. But why are you so stubborn about this? I would have expected that opinion from you. Only the one and only automation built in this entire world has been built and equipped with so-called emotional mechanism. If Sid was able to create something like that, then who knows what another mana-powered inventions lay ahead. So what is a person? What is a consciousness? What are emotions? This may lead to huge discoveries about the very philosophies of humans themselves. Certainly, mass production may be out of question. But does that mean we can just disregard her entirely? I too refuse to change my opinion on this. At the very least, I believe it's far too early to scrap her. And here we are with square one. Albus, what do you think of all this? I think that's far too early to dismantle her as well. Well, the systems running inside of her certainly piqued my interest. I can't even begin to understand what Sid's intentions were. I'm slowly beginning to think that Sid wasn't entirely mad when he created Sara. Not quite the answer I was expecting, but that means you're also opposed to dismantling, yes? Very well. I shall continue to observe it. See you all tomorrow. Excuse me, Albus. Sara, what are you doing out of this hour? Have you completed your task for the day? Just a short while ago, actually. I see, which means you're off the clock now. May I have a moment to speak with you? Why the formality all of a sudden? Well, just... what am I? It's quite a frank question. Am I on the inside at least, really? Don't worry. Rudo won't know a word of this. Speak your mind. Well, I was created just 2 years ago, right? You were. That's strange. Beside me are what seem to be childhood memories. They stretch back all the way to years and years ago. But I was just created only recently, so that can't be true. Albus, just what am I? Am I a machine that was just born to be a tool? If that's the case, then why was I born with these memories? I have no idea. And as for just what those memories are inside of you, the only person who can answer that question is no longer of this world. That's Sid, right? Correct. Was Sid's Fits an integral part of your life, Albus? Yes, he was my best friend. We're practically like brothers ever since we were children. Does Rudo take issue with the fact that I have these memories? Well, they certainly don't put him in a good mood, that's for sure. Sara, let me just give you a word of advice, okay? Okay? Don't ever, ever cause any trouble. I'll be frank with you. Rudo doesn't want to dispose of you, under the guise of dismantlement. He will find it even the slightest excuse to do so, regardless of how minor or trivial the reason is. Is that because of the memories inside of me? That's right. Look, Sara, I want you to listen carefully. If, and only if, you're about to do something wrong, consider that you're betting your entire being on the line. Well, do it with the resolve that will be the end of everything. My entire being. That's right. You seem to have an ego, proper sense of self-identity. There will come a time when for you to assert that sense of self. I'm sure of it. Myself. I'm not. Oh, but am I not the property of Swiss Enterprise? If that's the case, then I shouldn't have the right to bet myself, right? If only you weren't just a machine. This is important. You'll come to understand someday or another. Another year passed. Lab now is able to produce 3 new prototypes using Sara as their model, but not a single one operated as well. There's clearly something fundamentally different about how Sid had created Sara. Far too much time had passed with us not doing what it really was. The board of directors had been split between those who wanted to observe and those who wanted to dismantle Sara. Some members switched from observe to dismantle. This was about a month ago. With that, Sara's dismantlement seemed all the more reality. As the days went by, Sara's intellect grew rapidly. Using her own methods to measure and improve efficiency in both the mines and the routine work in residential areas, she began to finish her task ahead of everyone else. That kind of work ethic and behavior was just like runes. Exactly like runes. From there, more and more people began to develop a disgust for Sara's very existence. I think it was because she's too different. There was something about her existence that just triggers something in you instinctually, just like Rune did. A great deal of people began to consider her as a threat subconsciously. The one who had been the most affected by this was none other than Rudo himself. Rudo! Is it true? Did you erase Sara's memories? It seems like an access of Sara's brain is protected by several layers of security. Vothel, Nist, and Kirky. managed to find a way to bypass the first level. I'm not asking you to explain how. I'm asking why did you erase your memories? All of the experience, the information, the knowledge she's accumulated. Albus, you should have realized this by now. It seems that Sid succeeded in recreating Rune's memories quite faithfully in Sara. How he managed to do so, I have no idea. But she moves and acts. They're all very reminiscent of Rune's own behavior. What does it have to do with why you erased her? What does it have to do with it, you ask? Plenty. If by some chance, even a small portion of Rune's own personality exists within Sara, then there could be no greater threat. I'm sure you're fully aware of how dangerous Rune was, but I'd like to hear an explanation for all of this. Could you enlighten me on why things have turned out this way? Sorry, sir. I honestly have no clue. Theoretically, all our methods should be working. Do you know what your name is? Yes, my name is Sara. It was given to me by you, Rudo. Looks like it's not working. It's strange. We're doing the erasure procedure by the book. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Sir Rudo, it's just a guess. But we probably need the highest level of access privilege in order to erase the memories inside Sara's core. We can't do anything with our only... we can't do anything with only our mana signature. While purging its internal mana altogether. If we do that, it would likely cease to function. It's just a likelihood. It'll completely and utterly shut down. We're as good as scrap. Dismantling it would be the least of our concerns. Sir Sid. I'm honestly not sure why all these complex safeguards were put in place. It's almost as if he was making sure no one would tamper with it. Indeed. Damn. What should I... If your memories haven't been erased, and you want to know already, go back to work. Leave. Sir, what's wrong at this time of night? Albus, you said that Sid was your best friend, an integral part of your life, right? What brought this on all of a sudden? Friends are important, right? Of course they are. There isn't anyone more important in your life than your family and friends. Thank you. Sara, why? All the times for you to... What? Of all the time for you to do cause trouble. Why at this critical point? You knew there was going to be a violation regarding you 4 days from now. A votation. Woo! I remembered. Remember that advice you gave me a long time ago. Advice? Good grief, what is it this time? I swear another emergency summons. Oh, Sara. What? Didn't you even know how to greet someone? Good afternoon, Mr. Broccoli's. This really is nothing but defective piece of junk. I heard you even stole sediment in the mines earlier. What an absolute waste. We really should just have dismantled... Oh my god. We really should just have you dismantled as soon as possible. I apologize. Discussing that matter is exactly why we are gathered here today. Please reserve your arguments for until the other members have come. Just how many do you expect to come? You academics in your ivory tower may not know, but the other members of the board of directors have already speaking as if dismantlement has been assured. I would be grateful that I've even bothered to go to the effort of attending this meeting to confirm all this. Well, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Okay, these are going great. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.